Hello, I'm Amy Landalt, for those of you that don't know me, and I am an acupuncture sleep specialist at North Shore Acupuncture. But today we're not talking about acupuncture. This is a part of my series where I'm talking to businesses and nonprofits about good things that they're doing in the community so that we're flooding your Facebook feed with positive things and watching the helpers. So to that point, I have Ann Nicklin, one of the helpers, with me today from the Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse. And we're going to talk a little bit about what the Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse is. But before we do that, I'd like you to start with some of the different things that you've been doing right now, like delivering wipes and diapers.
Yeah, it's not normally the kind of thing that you think a building warehouse deals in, but we've had an interesting adventure in diapers and wipes and pull-ups and all of it for the past couple of weeks. We got connected with this really cool effort. It's Sheila Mary from Evanston Cradle to Career really deserves all the credit for making this enormous. I mean, we're talking 23,000 diapers. This enormous donation of diapers to different organizations throughout the community. So they're going to the Infant Welfare Society, they're going to the Child Care Network of Evanston, to District 65, to the Learning Bridge, to Evanston Aid, to Family Focus. Sheila Mary is the one who kind of made the magic happen, where she got a donation of almost 25,000 diapers. And the only problem was that she didn't have a loading dock, and she didn't have a way to receive this huge donation and redistributed it out to those folks who are really on the front line serving families. And so we stepped in. We've got a site right now that's got a loading dock, and we've got some extra warehousing space. And so we said, all right, we can do the logistics on this. It was actually our executive director, Ina Gutierrez, was on the Evanston Executive Directors Roundtable hosted by the Evanston Community Foundation. So this is like all of Evanston coming together for this, and stepped in and said, we can do the logistics. So we've been receiving diapers. I think in total there's about 4 or 5 shipments of diapers. The last one is coming in just a couple of days on Wednesday. And then we've been bringing in volunteers and cracking open the boxes and redistributing them. And I don't have kids, and so I had no idea how complicated the world of diapers and pull-ups and wipes is. It is super complicated. I'm deep in spreadsheets on diapers. But yeah, we're doing the logistics, and I've got my crew doing the logistics and breaking them down. And we're using it as a great opportunity to teach our trainees how to use pallet jacks, and how to kind of pull an order according to a spreadsheet and do quality assurance and all that fun stuff. So it's really neat. We got to kind of be that pivot point, doing the logistics for getting diapers from one place and then out into the community. And it's been pretty amazing to really watch how everybody has come together. All these different Evanston organizations have made really something spectacular happen.
Yeah, I love that you posted the picture of Pat Hurt with the wipes, diaper wipes. So that made my day.
Well, Pat's awesome. And, we always see Pat knee deep in diapers. So
knee deep in something that's in diapers, at least. Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things I love from this interview is just there's so many different examples of how businesses are coming together to help each other out and help the community. And it's fun to share those because it might spark ideas for other people of how they could connect and make things happen as well. So you talked a little bit about your trainees, but a lot of people still don't know about the Evanston Rebuilding Warehouse. So tell us more about what it is and who those trainees are and what it is that you guys do.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes we're like the best kept secret on a main drag. So we're right over at Dempster and Hartree. We do a few different things. So for me, I'm the director of workforce training. So the main thing that I do is workforce training. We work with individuals from the community, some from Evanston. Right now, most of our trainees are from Evanston, some from Chicago, some from surrounding areas. We work with folks who have barriers to employment. So it might be homelessness. It might be having been out of work for a long period of time. It could be somebody who's interested in getting into construction but doesn't know anything about the field, or how to access jobs in construction. And what we do is they come and work with us for 5 months. This is a paid training program, which is pretty unusual. There's a fair amount of programs out there that are great and wonderful programs that provide a lot of training, but don't provide that kind of dollar amount that gets you through that time period. Yeah. And so what we do is we do the educational piece, but then we also do the actual paid piece. So you get paid work experience with us. And you learn everything from how to use a hammer, how to use a crowbar, how to use a tape measure. Tape measures are like surprisingly complicated. So we do all of that. We have a textbook. We do OSHA 10. We do the EPA's RRP. We do a huge amount of training. But more than anything, we help connect them to the construction industry. The construction industry is one of those last places where you can really get a career started and developed, where wages start around $17, $18 an hour, where there are unions available, where you can get into a situation where you can support yourself and your family for your career without a high school. Well, you usually have to have a high school diploma or a GED, but without a college degree, and you can enter into it. So this is really our opportunity, is that we connect people. We support folks, we do their professional readiness development. And the main thing that we do within that and connecting them to employers is saying, okay, for 5 months, this person has shown up on time, been attentive and engaged. And really that's what employers want more than anything. You know, you kind of learn the specific skill depending on where you go. We've had graduates who go into HVAC training, and we don't teach them how to install an air conditioner or how to change out refrigerant here. They learn that on their next job, but what they get with us is really a great referral, a great recommendation, a great connection, and kind of evidence that they can work. And honestly, it's pretty challenging to enter into any industry, but especially the construction industry, if you don't know where to start and you don't have somebody to speak up on your behalf. So we bring those folks in. That's our workforce training program. It's pretty amazing, honestly. Last year, we had 100% placement of all of our graduates got into jobs. This year, I'm hoping for the same. It's been a bit of a bobble of a year. The pandemic has thrown us off, so we'll see where that goes. But we are looking to grow. We had more participants last year than we've ever had, and we will continue to keep growing every year. Within that, we also offer deconstruction services. So as our trainees come in and they learn all of these kind of pieces of construction, right? They learn what is a beam, what is a column, what is a hammer, what are all these pieces? They learn that on a job site, and it's a deconstruction job site. So whether it's taking out a small kitchen within somebody's house, that's a job that we did a couple of weeks ago. Whether it's taking apart a commercial storefront to harvest all of those materials, or whether it's taking down an entire building, what we do is we go out and we charge folks. They're going to take down a building anyway. They're going to take out a kitchen anyway. We provide them with the same service, but while they're paying for that service, they get this great outcome in that they're supporting the training program, and they get this other great outcome in that the materials don't go to the landfill. They come back here to our warehouse. So our warehouse right now is 13,000 square feet of reclaimed building materials, and they're amazing. If you haven't been to our warehouse, please come check it out. It is astonishing. Everything has been donated. Most of it has been used before, sometimes gently, sometimes a little bit less gently. Some of it is brand new. Sometimes a contractor will order something for a job site, it shows up and the owner doesn't like it, or it's the wrong size, or something's a little bit weird, and they come and they donate it to us. So sometimes we have brand new, like right now we have a couple of brand new French doors that are just gorgeous and have never been installed and still have the plastic on them. So we sell all these materials. It's the way that we keep them out of the landfills. A lot of folks don't realize that right now the landfill waste stream, about 43% of that is made up of construction and demolition materials. We have a waste problem and we don't see it and we don't really talk about it, but it's enormous. So we keep materials out of the landfill. We sell them in order to kind of underwrite this amazing organization that does workforce training, it does sales, it does warehousing. So we do those pieces. And then finally, we do education as well. We do education and outreach into our community. It's usually a bit more active. The pandemic, again, has put a little bit of a damper on our outreach and our education this spring. But we host classes like the OSHA 10 classes that our trainees get. We also offer that for free to the local Evanston community members. So we do those. We do kind of more fun classes about how to build a bench out of reclaimed materials. We do all sorts of things so that people can engage with their local kind of materials ecosystem.
Including some fun parent-child things if you have young kids, like building a birdhouse. Yeah. This is not an example of a parent-child, but I really want to take the rewiring your own light fixture class.
It's one of our most popular classes. Yeah, it's a super cool class. It's taught by a guy who also teaches some of our workforce training classes, a guy named Mike Sullivan. It's amazing because we have all these great light fixtures and electricity. I mean, it does have a poor reputation for being deadly, but it's actually very logical. And once you kind of get the pieces together, you can totally do anything.
Yeah. So if people are afraid to come into the warehouse right now, one thing I would recommend is checking out the Instagram page, because there's a lot of cool pictures that gives you an idea of all of the things that are available at the warehouse.
Yeah, the Instagram page is great. And then also, if you're interested, we just started doing a weekly email of kind of new finds at the warehouse. And so that's showing like the absolute freshest of fresh stuff. And you can sign up for that right on our website.
Okay. And the website is evanstonrebuildingwarehouse.org, correct?
Yes, it is a slightly long single word, but evanstonrebuildingwarehouse.org, that's us.
I will put that up in the screen for people if they need it.
We've also got Facebook and Instagram that we're very active on. And like I said, the mailing list is actually the most direct information. If you don't want to come into the warehouse, you can also place orders over the phone and we can do touchless curbside pickup.
Great. So for my clients, if you have been to my office before, the table that is in the waiting room is from materials from the Evanston ReBuilding warehouse. It was made actually by someone that and donated back to the warehouse for the benefit.
She always makes amazing stuff for our wrecking ball each fall, where it's just like, it's whimsy, but it's also like there's a functionality to it that is really astonishing. And the kind of the pieces that she finds and that she makes see a totally new life is really quite inspiring.
Yeah, I have one called Rocket Man with an Apple core and a microphone and all different types of things. So if you guys follow me, you'll hear about the Evanston ReBuilding warehouse benefit. We don't know what it's going to look like, but I've talked to you about it in the past. It's one of the only benefits that I like, and usually the only one I'll go to besides maybe Kurt's Cafe because I like the people. But in the past, when we could have groups of people gather together, it was one where we'd play a lot of really fun games and drink really good local beer from the local breweries that donate beer. Fun games like, I always forget what it's called, but when you nail hammer nails into the Hammerschlagen. That is one of my favorites.
We've got the stump up front.
And the beanbag, throwing a beanbag into a bidet and other fun games like that.
Being the bidet, though, has gotten kind of a bad reputation because apparently small children like to take that game home.
Good to know.
It's part of why we switched to the bidet instead of the toilet.
Okay.
Less likely to get kids in trouble.
So if people want to, if they're doing some deconstruction in their home right now and they have materials that they want to donate to the warehouse, how can they do that? I'm assuming they shouldn't just show up without calling first.
It's much easier if you call or you email first. Honestly, the easiest is if you email. You can email donations@evanstonrebuildingwarehouse.org. And if you can include like a picture or two, that really gives our store manager, Ryan, a chance to say, okay, yes, or okay, that's not quite a right fit right now. So that's the easiest way. But he's very easy to talk to, and he will walk you through the donations process. If it's something that you can't quite remove yourself, if it's kitchen cabinets or it's a light fixture or a toilet, feel free to give me a call. You can either email me at Anne, at evanstonrebuildingwarehouse.org, or you can give me a call and we can put together a bid to deconstruct it for you. No project too large, no project too small.
All right. And what are the hours right now for the warehouse?
Warehouse is open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Okay. I think we covered most of, did we miss anything that we should be sharing?
There was one other thing that I wanted to mention, because we're not doing classes, right? Because we can't gather in groups of 10, but we have these really cool kits. So I don't know if anybody went to, where is it? The Young Evanston Arts Festival the past couple of years, the Yay Festival, which sadly got canceled this year. But this is the project that we've always done, and people really love it. So we sell them as kits. So if you want to give your kids a hammer and some nails and send them outside, we've got the kit for you. So either stop on in or call, and we've got a whole bunch of these all set. We've got the nails, the board, the directions, the string, the whole thing. It's kind of it's a take and make instead of a make and take.
I know a lot of people are planning birthday parties for kids with different kits, so that could be an option where they have a Zoom and they all make that.
It is never too early to get your hands on your first hammer.
All right. Well, thank you very much for taking time with us today. If you want more information, again, the website is right there. That's a good place to go, and you can just email the email address that you'll find there, and you find the phone number as well. Again, I am Amy Landau from North Shore Acupuncture. Tomorrow, we have another Facebook Live where we'll be talking to the Skokie Community Foundation about what they're doing. But thank you for joining us today, Anne.
Thanks so much for having me, Amy. I really liked it.
Have a good day.
You too.